can. So just looking at the 1 year mark over here, you can see what it did during the summer months, how it went up some. And you can see kind of over here in January everything where I guess over the winter, during the Winter Olympics, where it spiked. So um, that's pretty self-explanatory. Winter Olympics going on. I know Nike sponsors a lot of that, so it spikes. Like I said, a lot of these stocks are seasonal. You can look at the beta and determine the time of year and kind of guesstimate that your stock is going to go up, and that'll kind of give you an answer whether you should buy or not. And what I love about Yahoo Finance, whenever you're looking at stocks, there's a section over to the right here where it says people also watch. So whenever you're looking at a stock, it brings up stocks that are similar to the one that you're currently viewing. So in this case, we're looking at Nike, which is a stock that's pretty stable, good for holding on to. Over here, if you ever just run into a wall, you're out of stocks to look into for investments, you can just look over to the right and it'll have a list of stocks similar. So you say, okay, I've looked up 10 stocks today and I see Nike and I don't know what else to look up. There's Under Armour, Starbucks, Disney, Coca-Cola, and Costco. All of these companies do the same thing and pretty much have the same trend as Nike. So it's a great way to look into stocks and see what else you want to purchase and everything of that nature. So I definitely don't want to overwhelm you guys and give you guys too much of the information without actually showing you how to trade the stocks. So for that, we're going to go to E-Trade. And there are a lot of different platforms that you can trade on. There's E-Trade, Scotch-Trade. For anybody that's just starting out and just want to give it a little bit of try, I would recommend Robinhood. It's free to sign up, and it's free. There's no commission price per trade, and there's no deposit required. I know in this case for E-Trade, there was a $500 deposit to open the account. I'm not sure what it is for any others. I believe Yahoo Finance has a way that you can invest through them too. But I'm not too sure because I stick to E-Trade. But I know Robinhood is great. I know friends that use it, and it's free to get started and no deposit. So definitely a great thing to look into. What you're gonna do, where we see symbol here, we're just gonna go ahead and go with Walmart. Put the ticker in, pull it up, and boom, it pulls Walmart up over here to the right. Everything that you need to know. And what you're going to do when you're picking the action, it's going to ask you if you want to buy, sell, or buy the cover. We're just going to pretend like we're buying here. And what I love about E-Trade, the quantity would be the amount of stocks or shares in this company I wish to own. If I don't have an amount that I really care to own, I have an amount that I want to spend, which is typically how I am. I'm not going to break it down like that. Okay, I might have $500 I'm willing to spend, so just tell me how many I walk away with for 500. Boom, I know I'm walking away with 5 shares. Price type, let's see here. So there's various ways that you can determine this. There's the market, how much the stock is worth. Now this is generally while the market's open. Like I said, I can execute, or excuse me, I can submit this trade now, but it wouldn't execute till 10 a.m. So the market would be the price, whatever price is at between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The market on close would be this over here, the 87.67. So if I want to just do that, there's nothing else to put. Market on close, this is how much it would cost. What I typically like to do is the limit, and that's when you put in an amount that you don't want to surpass, the amount that you are willing to spend for this stock. So you can say, okay, the stock's worth $87.67 now. Maybe I'm just willing to spend $87.65. So that means my trade won't be executed until the price of Walmart is at $87.65. That means if it never reaches that, then my trade will never be executed. But if it does drop to that amount, it'll go ahead and execute that trade for me. I like using limit just because you know how much, especially if there's a price range you're trying to stay within. You may say, hey, this stock is worth $87 now, but I don't want to spend that much, so I'm going to say I'm just going to purchase at $87.50. Or if you know that the stock has a trend of dropping, but you just don't have the time to sit and watch it, you can make your limit price. Okay, I know around 3 p.m. the stock usually drops to $86. I'm just going to put my limit price in at $86. So when it hits that time, if the stock hits that price, boom, you got a stock. It's purchased. Duration is going to be how long you want it to stay good, how long you want this transaction to stay good. So if I hit good for day, if I put this in at let's say 10 a.m. tomorrow, I say good for day, it's going to be good until 4 p.m. tomorrow. Good for that day. And if the order is not executed within that time, it's going to go ahead